What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. If you watch my content, I try to stay pretty even keel. Try to be as mindful as I can. I really try not to even be mean. But this is a difficult video because I'll tell you what, I got duped. I fell for it too. This person's sentiments, exactly mine. I mean, I clicked this video and I thought, it happened, something miraculous, a miracle. A neighbor found her, a shelter called. They actually went out and just there she was. And instead we get this. She starts this off with a support message and says that this video is from before Rarity went missing. Amber, there is no polite way to say this. For the short term, no one cares. No one cares. We care about the well being of your animal. And the fact that you're sitting here editing this old video together is beyond me. And you can also make a case that you're mocking everyone with this title. I just can't imagine it. Just sitting here watching yourself eat Chick-fil-A, a wrap, mac and cheese, and a Coke when you say you're not even hungry. And this video in and of itself has some poetic justice elements because she starts talking about Tommy's health issues and, it basically culminates in Tommy having an allergic reaction to medication when she drinks. So she had to stop. And of course, she chastises the community for labeling Tommy and goes on about her BPD and how hectic it is, how the mental issues are bad, and how YouTube just makes everything worse. And the only thing, of course, she could do is leave YouTube. And I find it very, very odd that now, when she needs the support of YouTube, when she needs her viewers to be there for her to the point she's editing in an intro, she also has to confront the fact that all of these issues she's been talking about, they must be so trivial. They must seem so minute compared to losing Rarity and what Rarity is going through. She goes back to how she was feeling overwhelmed with her mentals and how she just needed help. And a friend was there to help her get a consultation with someone. And she was concerned that they weren't going to be the right fit, or they weren't going to have the right programs, or they weren't going to be able to do the right thing. And you know what? 5 minutes and 11 seconds in, she says, the best thing that is going to happen to her is about to be announced. And I thought to myself, wow, in hindsight, you would think that Amber would trade anything, any event, any trip, any Lego set to have Rarity back. I mean, it's quite foreboding at this point. I mean, she's nearly crying about this because she says a few weeks ago, Tommy texted her while Tommy was at work. And in the text, Tommy said she did something hectic, an early birthday gift. She didn't want to guess. But listen, it's ironic. I was thinking to myself, I bet she guessed, like that Jaws Lego set, which, by the way, I'm not a big Lego fan. But if you haven't seen that Jaws Lego set, do yourself a favor. It's pretty awesome. Amber thought the gift might be Legos, could be a Nintendo Switch, because, she didn't bring her Nintendo Switch. And she misses Mario Party. She misses Mario Kart. But she eventually learns it's an event. And this is where, things kind of start to unravel a bit because she says the event was 3 hours away. It's Billie Eilish concert. And she didn't think she could be going. It could be happening. She calls her mother to share this joyous moment. She goes through how she loves her music. And I went and looked. It appears that that concert was November 13th and 14th. Now, part of me thought, this video being a third the way through, I said at the time, well, okay, if they spent all this money, if they went all this way, I suppose, still in poor taste, but I suppose you could upload something showing this vlog going to this concert. I probably should have changed the title a bit, but I guess I'll play along and say, hey, if this was all purchased for by Tommy and they went and had this amazing early birthday weekend, by all rights, she should be able to share it. But Lo and behold, that never even happens. This is all just her sitting in the chair, putting on makeup to leave. And so much of it is just sitting there and again trying to push Tommy on her audience. Tommy doesn't even like this music. It also, though, tells us that if the concert was on the 13th or the 14th, okay, and we assume that there's a travel day, which would have been the 15th or the 16th, that means essentially Rarity went missing just 48 hours at most, 28 hours more than likely around the time they got back. So why was this omitted? Why didn't Amber say anything like this? Why didn't she come out on her video and say, I went to a concert, I came back, I was being careless, and I let the cat out? I think this also speaks to there was different dates, if you recall, of when the postings were done to when Amber addressed this. But as I said, the poetic justice, the full circle of this, is Amber now has to put up a video where she talks about just going to a concert as if it's the best thing that ever happened to her, as if it's the greatest gift she could ever have, as if it was something that completed her life. And she has to do this at a time where she needs to confront that during that same time, she essentially was away from her pet, which she may never get to be with again. And yes, that's sad to anyone that has a pet. Yes, it's tragic that this happened, but at the same time, there's also a lot of negligence here. And I think that negligence carries over to what she's doing now. She understands the connection that her pets have to her channel, and in turn, that many people, I would say myself included, probably have a more fondness for her pets than they do for her. The pets don't have a choice in this. They're just there. They deserve to have the best care. All pets do. But she's clearly not providing it because, honestly, it sounds like she's absent-minded all the time. She's so caught up in her own world of Tommy and this and that and reaction channels that she's lost sight of what was actually important. To not bring your Nintendo Switch, but then bring your pets. It's just a little bit strange to look back in retrospect and listen. And again, the fact that you're sitting there, I don't even want to say editing a video together. This was still just her sitting in the basement, talking into a camera, putting on makeup to get ready to go to a concert. I mean, you had days. You could have put together some pictures of the two of you together, the two of you at the concert, and almost made this redeemable and why you would upload it. But instead, you literally just showed everyone you prioritize getting clicks more than anything else. And even when you have to sit there and essentially make people believe that you might have got your cat back so that they can click your video and then learn that you really just went to a concert and you want us to feel endeared to Tommy, it's just a little bit of a reach. Love to know your thoughts on this. Appreciate you watching it. I'll be back as soon as I can with more commentary.